Now, Rwanda is in news again. The latest headline has nothing to do with the asylum seekers. It is about the country that was planning to dump them in Rwanda. I'm talking about the United Kingdom. Centuries ago, Britain decided to go about colonizing the world. Today, its past conquest is known as the Commonwealth. It's a group of nations supposedly pursuing quote-unquote common goals and values. The British Queen sits at the helm of this group. Under her are 54 countries with 2.5 billion people. And there is little in common between them. This, of course, does not matter to Rwanda. It is scrubbing buildings and roads, preparing for the Commonwealth Heads of Government Summit. 2 days from now, Rwanda will be hosting this big event. There's a slight problem, though. You see, Rwanda was never part of the British Empire. It was colonized by the Germans and then the Belgians. So why is Rwanda hosting a summit meant for erstwhile British colonies? Quick FYI, Rwanda joined the Commonwealth in the year 2009, and it did so to get back at France. Now, these two countries have been bickering ever since the 1994 genocide. Joining the Commonwealth was supposed to be a diplomatic slap for France. Also, it looked good on Rwanda's CV. Mozambique is another non-British Empire country that is now part of the Commonwealth. But Mozambique is not hosting the upcoming summit. Rwanda is. The question is why? Getting back at France is one thing. Spending precious resources on a summit is quite another. The Commonwealth Summit is Rwanda's day in the sun, in fact. Its chance to showcase its progress. The country has had a dark history complete with the genocide. We recently spoke about it on this show. Today, Rwanda is trying to write a fresh story. It has modernized its capital. In fact, Kigali is where the summit will be held. Rwanda's leader will show off the country's economy, talk about how it's been growing annually at an average rate of 7.2%. Rwanda will likely focus on its parliament, where 60% of the members are women. That's a world record, by the way. So this summit is basically a PR stunt for them. We wish Rwanda all the best with that. Here's a more important question now. What's the point of this summit? Irrespective of who hosts it, what does this event plan to achieve for its members? Unlike what the British monarchy would want you to believe, today there is nothing common between Commonwealth countries apart from dark history, the dark history they share. The colonial past is something most Commonwealth nations would want to move on from. Many have dumped the British Queen as their ceremonial head of state. Barbados was the latest one to do that. If you ask the people of these countries, they will tell you that they do not mind dumping the Commonwealth too. After all, what purpose does it serve? What is the relevance of the Commonwealth in the year 2022? Is it a trade alliance? In 2018, the Commonwealth pledged to boost trade. The goal was to secure $2 trillion worth of trade within the bloc. $2 trillion. 2030 was set as the deadline. We are in 2022. There's virtually no progress, and that may not change in the years ahead. The UK knows this far too well. Commonwealth accounts for just 9% of the UK's total trade. So no, it's not a trade alliance. Is the Commonwealth then an economic grouping? How can it be? It is not a grouping of equals. It is a confused mix of some of the world's richest and some of the world's poorest countries. Think about it. What common economic goal can Ghana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Canada, St. Kitts and Nevis, India and the Nauru set? You get the point. Next question. Is the Commonwealth a strategic alliance, like the Quad? The answer again is no, because where is the common strategic goal? So then what defines this alliance? What is it about? What's the purpose? These are questions that member states should be thinking about as they head to the Rwanda summit. What is the Commonwealth even doing apart from reminding the UK of its glorious days? Rwanda does not mind paying for that flashback. And that's because Paul Kagame likes cozying up to the West. He's called the West's favorite dictator. He's on their good books. The US and the UK hardly criticize Kagame for the repressions in Rwanda and the political killings abroad. Boris Johnson even trusts him with asylum seekers. So we know why Rwanda is hosting this summit. We also know why the UK is attending it, to relive the Great Britain days. But what about the rest? Why are these 50-odd countries going for the summit? Apart from the fundamental issue of celebrating a colonial relic, there have been no great outcomes from past summits. So if this is just about a photo op, then members can safely skip it, focus on the problems at home, and dump the Commonwealth for good, we say. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.